Video, we'll be going over IRS Notice CP562C. This is a tax notice that you might receive from the IRS if they need more information to process a request for an adoption taxpayer identification number. So in this video, we'll go through what this notice means. We'll talk about some of the key concepts, and then we'll talk about what you may need to do to respond to this notice properly. First, let's take a look at the top of the notice because it will give us a lot of information that we might need. In the upper right-hand corner, you'll see the notice number, which is CP562C. The notice date, in this case, January 28th, 2019. Contact information for the IRS. In the left-hand corner, you should see your name. This is probably not how you would see this particular notice because businesses generally don't adopt children. However, you would see your name, address, city, state, and zip code. If this is incorrect, you can call the IRS to update your address. However, that probably will take a long time. Hold times on the IRS phone number are notoriously long. So you can also file the change of address form, IRS form 8822 for individuals, or in case of a business, IRS form 8822-B. Should take about 6 to 8 weeks for the IRS to process your change of address, but that will allow you to continue receiving correspondence so that you can respond in a timely manner to notices. So in a notice like this, usually there's a deadline within a certain period of time after the notice date. So this is kind of a key point, and keeping your address up to date is critical if you want to give yourself the maximum amount of time to properly respond. So let's take a look at this notice. It says we need more information to process your 1-year extension request for the ATIN assigned to whatever this child's name is. So an adoption taxpayer ID number is a temporarily assigned number for a child that's being adopted. It's a tax identification number, so it's exclusively used for tax purposes, and it's a temporary solution until the adoptive parents are able to obtain a social security number for that child. So this could happen if you're adopting a child from overseas or under any other circumstances where a social security number wasn't assigned to that child at birth. So in this case, the IRS needs additional information. It will say, here's the additional information that we need. There should be an enclosed form, IRS form 15100, which is the adoption taxpayer identification number extension request. And you can either fax it or mail it, within 60 days. So 60 days of this notice, that's what it's talking about. So then you would provide the information, why you need an extension, why you can't get a social security number, the status of your adoption, and then both parents would need to sign. If the adoption isn't final, then you would also need to provide supporting documentation from the placement agency or the agent. You can also contact the IRS to discuss it. There's a link here. We'll circle back to that in just a second. So generally, the subsequent pages are left blank by design, but there is a third page here, which contains a stub. So this is you would use this as the mailing address for your extension request, the 15100. And we're going to scroll back up. In this case, the addresses are the same as the letterhead, but I always encourage people to use the stated address if there's a stub or if there's some other specific address that the IRS says to use, because they can be slightly different, which means it could go to a wrong office, or they can be completely different, in which case I've seen situations where a notice would be from one IRS city or an office located in one city, and the response is supposed to go to a completely different city. So don't necessarily respond to the address on the letterhead. Use the recommended address instead. So let's take a look at this page on the IRS website to see what information, what additional information we can get. So turns out, according to this link, there is something called the document upload tool. You can fax your information, you can mail it, or you can use this document upload tool. And then a frequently asked question: how long is an ATIN valid? You can request a 1-year extension if you don't have that social security number, and then Form W7A is the application for ATINs, the original application. So all of these forms that we've mentioned in this video, we've created resources on how to fill them out. So articles and videos that will walk you through these forms. We'll put links to those resources as well as any other resources on forms that might be relevant to adoptive parents. So let's just check out this document upload tool that you can see here. Again, this is you can walk through this. It's got a privacy statement. You should have some sort of an access code on your notice or a letter. So if you don't have an access code, you can still go through and you would see the type of notice, and then you would enter your information here, right? So I'm not going to be able to really continue, but this document upload tool is pretty good because it allows you to securely send this information to the correct office at the IRS. So we're doing this. Let's just say we're doing this for the 2024 tax year. You would have to put in the correct social security number. So I can't go really any further because I don't actually have a letter on file about my adoption taxpayer ID number from the IRS. But this is a good reference anyway. So if you wanted to check out some of these other CP notices, you can absolutely do that. So kind of a brief primer on this CP562 notice, as well as the document upload tool, which can come in handy for not just this, but other notices. As I mentioned, we'll put links in the show notes to resources we've created about forms and other documents mentioned here. So if you like our articles, please subscribe to our newsletter. If you like our YouTube videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, or if there's another topic that you'd like to see covered in an upcoming video, please hit me up in the comments section. Thank you very much and have a great day.